Welcome back to Western New York Living and the Big Whack Radio Local Business Spotlight segment.
And welcome back to Western New York Living. When it comes to ride sharing, many people use it as a safe way to get to and from somewhere. But what happens if you're involved in a ride share accident? Many issues can arise, and that's where my next guest can help. Join us this morning to share some insight into this matter from Salino Law is senior trial attorney Denis Bastible. Denis, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm sure this happens more than people might think. You know, they use ride sharing to get somewhere safe, maybe after a night out or what have you, and accidents do happen. How do you handle these situations? How should someone handle a situation if they're in a ride sharing accident?
Well, ride sharing is typically in this area Uber and Lyft. You have individuals operating their private cars and for rideshare companies. They're acting as, in effect, taxi drivers. One thing, and a lot of the rideshare drivers don't realize, is from the moment they click on to accept a ride until the moment that that ride is terminated, their personal insurance is not in effect. It won't provide any protection for them or anyone injured as a result of an event that may happen. New York, in Western New York, in order for the companies to be permitted to operate, they had to provide, and I'm talking they, Uber and Lyft had to provide enhanced levels of insurance to protect the riders and the public for anyone that is injured in a rideshare accident.
So, with that being said, if let's say you're in a car ride sharing or you're hit by a car driven by a rideshare driver, and you know, Uber, Lyft, what have you, Uber and Lyft are the ones who carry the insurance.
Yes.
So they're the ones responsible.
Yes. New York required those companies to get insurance of $1,250,000 in total for rides. And that's liability insurance. And there's also another kind of insurance that comes into play because sometimes another vehicle may cause a collision with a rideshare vehicle. That vehicle can be uninsured, or New York lets people drive around with as little as $25,000 in liability coverage. So what supplementary underinsurance is it in effect takes coverage for that uninsured vehicle or adds to an underinsured vehicle at a level of $1,250,000.
I'm guessing that's a different layer there now. So let's say I'm operating my vehicle and I'm struck from behind by a rideshare driver. There's another layer now involved.
Yes.
Which is probably going to make my life more difficult to get my property or injury taken care of.
Well, first you have to ascertain, and you should ask the police, if the police respond to that, which you should call the police, make sure that it is or isn't a rideshare vehicle, because there is that insurance that you can go after. Now, if you're in a rideshare vehicle and the rider, regardless of fault, the driver gets in an accident, you're covered with no-fault insurance, which is going to provide payment for any accident-related medical bills. And if you're disabled and taken out of work, there's a lost wage component to that as well.
When should I call you?
Well, I'm a lawyer. I will tell you right away. But my daughter was in a rideshare accident. She's a college student down in Binghamton. And I got the call at 12:30 in the morning. I didn't want to hear. Thankfully, she was fine, very upset. But I told her, hey, you have a phone with you, take pictures of these vehicles, get the license plates, and save any screenshots from any transactions you've had on the internet with, in that case, Uber. You do have to file a no-fault application in New York State within 30 days. If it's a day late, the insurance company can legally refuse to pay medical bills and lost wages. So the sooner the better.
Yeah, a lot of complexities here, and that's where the expertise comes in at Salino Law. Denis, thanks for broaching the subject with us. And the personal injury attorneys at Salino Law represent injury victims throughout New York State. If you have been involved in a rideshare accident, then Salino Law can help. Their offices are located at 800 Delaware Avenue in Buffalo. And for more information, give Salino Law a call at 800-555-5555. You can also visit their website at salinolaw.com to learn more about all the different services Salino Law provides. And that's going to wrap up our show for this Saturday morning. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Remember, you can catch Western New York Living every Saturday at 9:30 a.m. We bring you an entirely new show filled with great guests. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And most importantly, stay safe out there. We'll see you soon.
This segment of Western New York Living was sponsored by the following: